We have some Wheel of Fortune news here. Yesterday at this time, we broke it. That Pat Sajak was going to be retired. I was really surprised at how many people yesterday said, I'm shocked that Pat Sajak's retiring. I mean, he's 76 years old.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
He doesn't look that old.
You think that's it?
I really don't think he looks that old, and I find more people are surprised when you say he's 70 and something.
76?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's, by the way, he's hanging on as a consultant to the show until he's 80. He's going to go another year on the show and then 3 more as a consultant.
That just mean like a pension?
It can't be too much. I mean, we're going to ask him questions.
What do you think about this one, Pat?
Stick with the English alphabet.
What are they going to say to him? You know, and what's he going to advise them as some sort of advisor? But a lot of people said they were really surprised. Or is it that when you have a job like that and you do it for so long and you've got it just, completely, what you're doing from beginning to end.
And it's just part of, I mean, as a television viewer, it's just kind of part of the wallpaper.
That's right.
It's always there.
Yes.
It's always Pat and Vanna.
Always. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why people are so surprised. Anyway, they're talking already, Dave. The word is, and there's some pretty legitimate outfits reporting this, Ryan Seacrest is already in talks to be the host.
I couldn't believe when I saw his
I
name.
don't believe it.
That early. That quickly.
Yeah.
That quickly. You're in on him?
I'm in on him.
I think he would do a good job.
Oh, I'm not saying he would do a good
fine
job.
Yeah.
I think he's got more. I don't think that's for him. That's a daily grind for him. He's already got the daily grind doing radio.
I disagree 100%. If he gave up the radio job to get Pat Sajak money, and I think he could, that's not a daily grind. It's 4 days a month. You shoot those shows. You shoot 5 in a day.
Still a lot of work. I don't know. It's oversaturation with Ryan Seacrest.
Well,
And frankly, it's. I mean, obviously, they both have the same kind of background. Sajak was an old radio broadcaster, too, and game show host.
Right, yeah.
But it's a waste of his talent. I mean, Seacrest he's known as a personality now. He's part of American Idol.
Yeah.
He did the talk show for so long. He does radio.
You think he's overqualified?
Wheel is just, you're just kind of there to fill a little downtime.
I didn't even get my resume filled out.
I bet you were
You're
halfway
already
through, weren't you?
Are you kidding?
You're working on the cover letter.
You're already behind 2 big stars.
I'm behind. Seacrest and
Whoopi.
Whoopi Goldberg said yesterday.
I want the job.
She said it on The View.
Yeah, let's go with somebody a couple years younger than Pat.
Well,
good idea.
if that. Yeah, Whoopi said she wants
Yeah.
it. She'll get out there.
Don't they want to get the younger viewers? Don't they want
Well, Seacrest may do that.
Well,
Is
he
that possible?
might.
He's in his 40s, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's got to be 50-something, doesn't he?
You think he's that old? I thought he was in his
Probably
40s.
right around 50.
Well,
But I'm thinking somebody that's in their like 20s, late to 20s, early 30s.
No, too young.
Too young.
Yeah, because
That's how old Sajak was.
no, when he started, he was in his 30s. He's 35 when he
Okay.
started. 35.
They might get like the guy from Fresh Prince. What's his name? Although he's,
Ribeiro?
Ribeiro.
Alfonso Ribeiro?
He's doing Dancing with the Stars now, I think.
Oh, does he?
I think he's back.
I think Seacrest is the perfect choice for Wheel of Fortune.
He's 48.
He's well known. If he's 48, he does the job. Even if he does it 25 years, he's 73. He could do it that long. He's probably looking to scale back on the stuff. He'd give up the radio show. He just gave up the Live with Ryan and Kelly show. So I'll bet you he would say, I'll do it. It's 5 days or 4 days a month, and then he shoots promos and stuff for it. I bet they work about 10
You
or
have
12
to do the
days.
traveling.
And they
for the promos,
travel.
though.
But a lot of it's in Los Angeles, at least half, and then sometimes they go to different
They
cities.
do go to Europe and other places for when they do the trip giveaway to Mexico or to France or whatever, the Danube. They have to stand on the banks of the Danube.
They do. They're there for the promotional shoot. That's right.
And frankly, he's proven he wants his hand in everything.
He does. He's got a production company
Yeah.
already. I mean, I think he would. I don't think it would be overwork unless he kept the daily grind of the radio show. And that's why he gave up Ryan and Kelly. He said it was too much. He was flying back and forth.
That's a
LA.
lot.
That was tons.
How much did you get paid for that radio show? That's a lot of money.
I don't
isn't it?
know. A lot. Yeah, a lot. But I bet he would. I bet they would hire him for $15 million a year to do Pat Sajak's job, to do Wheel of Fortune.
I think you'd want a little more than that, don't you?
Maybe 20. Maybe $20 million a year.
30 sounds a lot nicer.
To do Sajak. Well, sure.
What's Sajak make? What's his income?
I heard Alex Trebek say once that, and this was probably 20 years ago, that he made $10 million a year. So I bet by the end, Trebek was making close to 20 a year. Don't you think?
Probably.
Those shows, he's the host.
Can they keep pulling in that kind of advertising dollars to pay those salaries?
Boy, I don't know.
I mean, it's a more splintered streaming world every day.
But those two are so they're just juggernauts. Both
Yeah.
of them have been.
I understand.
Yeah. And look at Steve Harvey, what he's done with Family Feud. Lord knows what they pay him to host Family Feud on a syndicated level. And so I don't know what but you know,
they treat it like could they treat it Jeopardy style? Who's the biggest wheel winner?
see, you can only win on one day.
There isn't one.
You can't stay.
Who has the most money?
Well, you can't stay multiple days.
No,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's probably over. It's one person won $1 million, but it's such a lucky.
And then
it's
who
all
knows
luck,
if their personality could be crap.
Well, now as a former,
What about the gay youth of color who likes to protest?
He's good.
he's good. He was really good.
Is it Jonathan or
he's
is
going
it a
up there.
friend?
I think it was Jonathan's friend that did that.
Well spoken.
Definitely.
Probably in the age now where he'd be happy to
Perfect
have a
age,
full-time
I think.
gig.
Yeah, and he was the only person that.
LGBT youth of color who likes to activism.
Yeah, and the only person to ever flummox Pat Sajak on that show.
Hi, my name is Jonathan. I'm 17 and I'm a senior. I do Boy Scouts of Christian, and I'm also an Eagle Scout. Also, as a proud LGBTQ youth of color, I really enjoy doing activism in terms of racial and gender justice.
And how many squares are on a Rubik's cube?
Okay, that's what Pat. That's what Pat.
We
Yeah,
skipped over the meat and went
right.
right to the vegetables.
That's right.
To be at a loss for words only once in how many years is
Not that many.
pretty impressive.
That's right. We have a few other things that he's done over the years. This guy tried to get him when he was introducing himself. This is a Pat Sajak golden moment.
Blair Davis, Cardiff, California, owned the trucking business, it says here.
Small trucking business in San Diego, yeah.
Good for you. And talk about your family.
I've been trapped in a loveless marriage for the last 12 years to an old battle axe named Kim. She cursed my life with 3 stepchildren named Star, RJ, and Ryan, and I have 1 rotten grandson.
Yay! No wonder you came here. You just wanted to get away from everybody.
How does the family feel about that? Oh, it's pretty good. What a moment. Then during the round where there's no spinning, you just guess. You just say a letter and try to guess the puzzle. The answer, and it was pretty well filled in, was the Painted Desert.
P.
Yeah.
The Pointed Desert.
No, still time.
The Printed Desert.
James, it's your turn.
The Pointed Desert.
No, you still have time.
I still have time. I like to solve.
Say it.
The Pointed
It's
Desert.
not the Pointed Desert. No matter how many times you say it.
The Painted
There you
Desert.
go.
He just wanted to scream at him. It's
So
not
2 people had it on their racket and
Yeah.
flubbed.
totally
He's
messed
got a
up.
little bit of a Chris Kelly quality
Gets mad when they
where, you'll give them once, but if they mess it up again, then you get short with them.
those put up or shut up games,
Yeah.
man. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
When they ask me to repeat the question after it's a long, intricate
Yeah.
question,
Multiple times
Dave
yesterday.
sees my face. Yesterday's player Orville asked me to repeat 3 questions. I'm
Time's
like,
a wasted,
Orville,
Orville.
you're screwing up your time. I'm pulling for you.
This
I
ain't the
want
SAT,
you to do well.
dude. You don't have hours.
That's right. I want you to do well. You know, it's like Pat. He wanted to get painted dead. Of
course, he
It is
wants you to
still
win.
not the Pointed Desert, you idiot.
How many
you
times you say
moron. That's right. He's thinking what the viewers think. You're an idiot. You're a moron. Anyway, I do think Seacrest would do a nice job.
Oh, I'm not down.
Very
Yeah,
smooth.
he'd do a great job. People love him. Nobody doesn't like Seacrest.
However, I would like to see, and they'll never do this now, like an unknown, like somebody who's a local Los Angeles newscaster or radio personality, you know?
There's people out there always trying to get in the biz.
I know. I'll tell you, when I was on, and I want to back up a bit. Dave just said, you know, what about an older winner, somebody who had won a lot of money? And I said, you know, it's only one day. And Dave said, yeah, it's all luck. I want to take issue with that. I was a contestant on Wheel, and it is absolutely not all luck.
But if you spin and get bankrupt every time, it's luck, isn't it?
Now, the Wheel has a little bit of luck in there, but
It's called the Wheel of Fortune.
okay, but your problem
in
solving.
the name of the
Wait a minute
show.
now. Your letter solving, the letters you call. I'm not
Well,
gonna
yeah, but you got to get past the wheel first.
The wheel's tough. The wheel's tough. I lost a turn my very first spin.
Well, you know what? That's luck.
Okay, right. But I also came back, persevered, and solved 2 puzzles. All
Yeah.
right, 2
You should
puzzles.
write a book. That should be your memoir.
I persevered
I persevered
on a wheel.
on Wheel. I persevered. I do think
I may have lost a turn, but I didn't lose at life.
that's right. That's exactly
Forward by Vanna White.
That's exactly Exactly. Thank you. Anyhow, the whole point is it would be nice to see somebody that you hadn't heard of, but they won't do that anymore. They won't. They will not do that. I don't think.
If they could find somebody that has a name that's a little that needs a little boost in the business, I think that would be great. Somebody that's likable.
And I do think now Pat,
but Seacrest is good.
He's really good.
He's probably the cream of the crop. He's the top.
If you can get him, and he's got name recognition already. You know, he's well liked. He's smooth. He's hosted American Idol, of course. I wonder if Pat will give his input on this. Will they ask him?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. He's with it. So. He'll have a lot to say about it.
I think so. I think he should, too. Or I think he will. We have Chris on the line who's talking about, he was also on Wheel of Fortune. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Chris. Yeah, I was a contestant on Wheel back in 2011, Pet Lovers Week. And I wanted to ask you if you remember how heavy that flipping wheel was to actually try to spin.
Yes, it was stunning how heavy the wheel was. And I'll tell you what I did, Chris, and this was the secret of my success. Okay.
Is that the subtitle of your book?
That's right. That's it. Of course, we spun the wheel a few times before we started. And like 5 minutes before we go on air, the producer said, why don't everybody give it one more spin of the wheel just to get used to it. And I intentionally spun it as hard as I could, and I noticed it went exactly one time around. And I thought, okay, so I know whatever I'm sitting on, if I spin it as hard as I can, I'm going to be right around that.
But it has to go around once anyway, right?
No, I don't think it does.
I thought I had to make one revolution.
I don't think it does, because I gave it everything I had, and it spun once.
Some of those feeble women.
Yeah, I don't think it does. And anyhow, when I spun it, it went all the way around once, and later in the game, I landed on like a jackpot puzzle only because I was right beside the jackpot, and I thought if I can spin this just right, and it worked. It worked out well. Yes, unbelievably heavy. That was the surprising part. Did you win, Chris?
I did not win. I came in second place, but I did bring home $8,250.
We're almost the exact same. We're
guys.
both named Chris. We both finished second. I won $11,000.
Y'all should start a club.
That was something. The podcast.
The second placers club.
Podcast. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate the phone call.
Our
He's
podcast
right.
is in second place.
Winning's not the only thing.
But but
it's everything.
Okay. There was a guy there. His first name was Jamie. I know that. And we went through a ton of practice games. He was the host. And I actually said to him, I said, you would like to be hosting this show one day, wouldn't you? And he said, it would.
Your lips to guns.
Everything in my pipe.
I wonder if he's still there.
You're not wearing a mic, are you?
And he would, at that time, now that was.
Don't tell Sajak.
Yes.
He's after you, Sajak.
That was many years ago.
I'm peeing in his hot tea before every broadcast.
Yeah. That's how he got that gut issue a few years ago.
This guy, Jamie, at that time was probably 35 and good looking and just really fit the mold.
Keep sending underage girls to his dressing room.
Nothing.
Guys, can't put a glove on it.
Guys beyond reproach. What are you going to do, you know?
What if they made an open casting call to Americans?
I would love that.
Get a little buzz.
I would love
Would
that.
you try out?
Oh, yes.
You should.
God, yeah. I would love to try out for that show. I think that would be great. I think I'm a little old, a little tall, a little gangly.
Well, you're younger than Whoopi and Sajak.
Well, younger than Sajak. But I think they want somebody there for 20 years, which I would give them. I would give them. I'd say I'll do 20, you know, if I'm hired for this show. Why not?
That?
I'd love to do it.
This is a Panera. Should we call the cops?
I'd love to do it.
Guys in here.